played down to that third man, thinking about coming back for a second, but that ball's in quick enough. That brings to a close the third over. Walkerston none for 21 after 3. Jacob Frericks 14 and Sam Vassallo on 6.
Thank you. Thanks, Phil.
Kohler back for the fourth over from the southern end. And it's gone out to mid-wicket, taking the slip out now. Still got third man and mid-wicket back on the boundary. Extra player in on the offside now with a point. Just a gully, maybe a deep gully. Cover, wide cover and a mid-off. Short fine leg, a deep mid-wicket on the boundary and a shorter straighter mid-wicket. And a long on. No interest from the umpire in that one. No runs down to fine leg.
Yeah, he'll tell me to. Just tell me what you're going to call me and I'll be happy.
None for 21 in the fourth over.
Now following the ball with the bat like the bowler. I'll go over to you. This zoom ring's a bit sketchy, isn't it? It's a bit incremental.
Wide down leg. Hard to argue with that one.
Yeah, okay. One sec.
Might have rolled the fingers over that and it just didn't quite come off. Wind has picked up a little bit downstairs. Even the sight screens next to me are blowing around a little bit.
Fuck, it's windy all of a sudden.
Oh, there's a chance here. Out deep. And he's held it up. Good catch. Well done. Great catch out in the deep.
Yeah,
deep mid-wicket. That's Jacob Frericks gone. Walkerston 1 for 22.
Oh, sorry, not so slow.
And Lane Kohler getting one in the wickets column.
Oh, shit, sorry. My fat guts.
Frericks gone 14 off 15.
Okay. Maybe I should.
Should be Thomas Vandenberg coming in next for Walkerston. Excuse me. All right, Pioneer Valley will be feeling up and about now after getting that one. Fine leg going back. Only the 3 on the leg side at the moment. Fine leg mid-wicket, long on. You imagine this will be well outside off stump. There's a third man in place. That one in short, quick single, well played. One for Vandenberg.
Yeah, yeah.
Walkerston move on to 1 for 23.
Yeah, I know. I said yeah.
Quick field change with Vassallo back on strike. Mid-wicket going back out. Fine legs coming up. And another man is short mid-wicket coming over from the offside. Still got the third man, about 20 in off the rope. That mid-wicket is very square, almost a square leg on the boundary, basically between the two dugouts where the coaches would sit for an AFL game. 2 left in the over. Another quick single, but there's back up there. A little bit of pointing going on. I don't know if that was about running on the pitch, I'm not sure. Vandenberg back on strike. Back to the 3 on the leg side only. Other than that, offside is packed. And a dab's not going to get through that field. That brings the end of the over. Walkerston 1 for 24 after 4 overs. Vassallo 7 off 6. Vandenberg 1 off 2. And we lost Jacob Frericks. Caught by Cody Firewood, bowled by Mason Kohler, 14 off 16. Only the 3 off that over and the wicket. Change of bowler. Spin into the attack now. Rajaratne's the new bowler. Lots of field changes. On the leg side, we've got a mid-on on the ring, mid-wicket back on the boundary, who's fairly wide. Another mid-wicket in close. Square leg on the boundary as well. And protection on the offside with a wide long on and a wide cover back on the boundary. Long on's now going back on the boundary as well. 3 on the boundary on the leg side. 2 on the off on the boundary. Good start. And that'll be called wide outside off stump. We might even try and get back for 2 to... Oh, going for the quick run. This will be out. Oh, no. Probably would have been out. Got the benefit of a quick little replay here. Yeah, it would have been out if it was a good throw right at the top of the stumps, cleanly taken. Back for 2. Putting the pressure on the field. Walkerston 1 for 27. A couple of runs there too. Both fielders straight are sitting, or don't come back for, or coming back for 2. Made it. Both fielders straight back on the boundary, so if they don't hit it too hard and get it past the bowler, there is going to be a couple of runs in it. That's 2 tight 2s though. Well run. Don't know that you want to try that a 3rd time though. No change to the field. Straight fielders are still back on the boundary. And just a quick single to a close third man. No field change with the batter change. Vandenberg back on strike. Might have been a little bit quicker, that one. It's got out to cover. And into the over. Walkerston 1 for 30 after 5. Vassallo on 12 off 10. Vandenberg on 1. It looks like a bowling change at the southern end as well. Skembry, the new bowler. He's got mid-wicket on the boundary, long on the boundary, cover, and third man's about 20 off. Mid-wicket now going around a little bit wider towards the gate where the groundsmen come on to Great Barrier Reef Arena. That'll be an easy single down to that third man. A little bit more protection over on to the leg side now. New man coming into mid-wicket and now a short fine leg on about a 45. Top of off bowling, but another easy single down to third man. Third man's now come up onto the ring. Mata tries to squeeze that past him, but he's got around to that. Another single. Both straight fielders are back on the boundary, so they'll come back for 2. Quick running once again. One for 35. Just moved away. Dot ball out to cover. Nice bit of swing with that one, straight out of the hand. Straight a ball, no run. Fired back to the keeper. That'll be over. 1 for 35 after 6. Walkerston, after winning the toss and electing to bat a little earlier. 3 overs since the last boundary. Quick drink going out with maybe a bit of advice about run rate and some thoughts from the dugout. Roger Ratney back again for his second over. Got that around the corner. Might get back for two if they're quick. Little bit of indecision, but turned and moved. Three out on the boundary on the leg side. Two on the off, long off and cover. Beat that man, it's an easy one, maybe two. Dot ball there, Walkerston 1 for 37. A little bit of drift away and appeal. No interest from the umpire though. And just another quick single. Rain is coming down here at Great Barrier Reef Arena. They're not going to play on. Stumps are coming out. Rain falling.
No.
All the players rushing for the covers.
Wow.
Now this rain's going to get a little bit heavier. We're going to start with a little bit of a light shower here. The rather nerdy app that I use is telling me we've got moderate rain for 3 minutes. Heavy rain after 4. So we might be in for about maybe a 10-minute rain delay here. Players are coming off, the umpires aren't rushing. But yeah, we might have the covers on for 10 to 15 minutes here, and the good old Duckworth Lewis Stern might end up coming into play if we lose 15 minutes. A good old breeze blowing too, which is throwing those covers around. Now getting quite a bit heavier here at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Everyone going for cover under the tents. I'm not sure if they're going to be enough. It's starting to come in just a little bit sideways. And straight on the window in front of me. So they'll get this peg down pretty quick and probably try and get off the ground. So we've got maybe a 10 or so minute rain delay. And we'll see what kind of effect that has. All right, we are back on at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Second ball after a rain delay, just waiting on Sam Burns to pop upstairs. He's had a chat to the Walkerston captain with the latest there. I imagine there's some DLS instruction going on. The umpires are out there with pieces of paper. That'll all be about how many overs the game is now, what Walkerston is going to get as a change for their run rate. So we'll get that information soon. I would imagine we've lost maybe between 2 and 4 overs. 18 overs aside. Confirmation. So 18 overs aside. I imagine Walkerston will get maybe a couple of runs added on the end now that it's been cut back. So 18 overs. That quick little rain delay. Rained pretty hard. They got the covers off successfully. And back on right away. 1 for 38. This is Skembry bowling. Only 8 runs off the last couple of overs. Long on his back fairly deep, so they'll only the one there. 1 for 42. And the 7th over. 10.4 remaining. Late call for one, but got through. That ball would be pretty wet right now. If we could just get someone with a squidgy to abseil down the side of the grandstand here at Great Barrier Reef Arena, that'd be handy. The wind is blowing pretty hard though, so hopefully things dry out quick. Oh, good ball, bottom of the stumps. That's out to cover though for a single. For now, the radar looks pretty good, saying the next light rain could be 2 hours away. So let's hope that doesn't happen at all. That'd be a good gap to get a good bit of cricket in. Vassallo on 20. That one just moves away a little bit. Vandenberg on 7. 3 off the over so far. Stepped across to the offside. Bowler followed him though. Get a couple of runs down to fine leg. There is no one down there at all. Might even try and come back for the third. He is coming back for the third. Well run. Good pressure on the field. One for 44. Sorry, 1 for 47. So a few off that last over. Vassallo moves on to 23 off 20. Vandenberg 7 off 12. Roger Ratney continuing at the northern end at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Bit up and under. That'll plug out in the deep. Might get back for 2. Back for 2. If you joined us not all that long ago, Dixon Homes T20 Div 1 Shootout. Walkerston won the toss and they've elected to bat. Walkerston won the 4th grade championship a little bit earlier. Pioneer Valley, the Div 2 game that was before this. Single to mid-wicket. Third grade grand final between Pinnacle and Magpies washed out today over on number 3. We'll play that again next week and hopefully here on Great Barrier Reef Arena. That'll be one out to long on, who's back there on the boundary. That's the 50 up for Walkerston in the 8th over. 18 over a side game after that rain delay. Yeah, just tried to paddle that around the corner. Probably didn't quite get it as far as he wanted to around the corner, just in front of square leg. Got a 1. Turn the strike over. Might have dropped that. I'll wait till I get a quick little replay in just a moment, hopefully. Well, that one's going to miss leg stump. And end of the over, 1 for 52. Vassallo 27 off 23, Vandenberg 8 off 15, Skembry continuing at the southern end at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Long ons out deep, so an easy single. And just kept it down, no run there to Gully. We're about halfway through the innings now. 54 on the board. You imagine they'll be targeting maybe 115, 120, and there may be some DLS compensation for the 2 overs of the innings cut short. That one's got through, but there is a player out there in the deep who's come in. Just cut that down to a single. And that'll just be an easy single to long off back there in the deep. Vassallo keeping pretty good pace, 29 off 25. Only the 1 wicket so far. Jacob Frericks caught by Cody Firewood in the deep at mid-wicket off Mason Kohler. This, ooh, would have been a great catch. Needed Glenn Phillips in there. One left in the over. 8 overs remaining in the innings. A lot of empty paddock out there. Should come back for the 2, but they're not going to. Just the 1 and end of the 10th over. That's 1 for 57, Walkerston. Umpire signalling power play, change of field restrictions. Be interesting to see what change there is for Walkerston when they come into bowl when it comes to field restrictions now that everything's been cut short by a couple of overs. Bowling change and fielding changes happening. Looks like it's a 2-out fielding restriction. Mid-wickets on the boundary. Backward square leg is coming inside the circle and long off, going back to the boundary. Change of bowler at the northern end. Kohler back on after bowling a couple of overs at the southern end. He's got 2 overs, 1 for 9 at this stage. He's been brought back on for the power play. Didn't get it through, but taken the single. Brings Vandenberg back on strike, same field. Long on, long off on the boundary. Brought that player on the onside a little bit straighter now. So it's sort of a long on the boundary, mid-wicket on the ring. Straight up in the air. This is going to land safe in between 3 different players. I'll come back for a quick 2. Direct hit, not out. Putting some good pressure on the field, Walkerston. Now that's a couple of close 2s. 1 for 60. We're in the 10th over. 7.4 left in the innings. Cut short by a couple of overs with a rain delay. Still got a blustery easterly wind coming across Great Barrier Reef Arena. Good line, wide outside off. Get the 1. One to come in the over. Maybe a field change coming up just for the last ball here. The long on's going wider. Long on's going around to a mid-wicket. So mid-wicket on the boundary, long on the boundary, fairly straight long on, and at mid-off up on the circle. 2 out with this fielding restriction. Blasted that away, nobody there. Well played, right down in front of the bar and the deck at Harrow Park. 4 runs, that's the first boundary since the 3rd over for Walkerston. It's been a while since their last boundary. Only the 3rd boundary for the innings so far. Last one in the over for Mason Kohler. Vassallo on 35. Well, this one's gone sky high. Called it and taken it. C&B, well done, Mason Kohler. That's his second wicket. 2 for 17 so far off his 3. And Vassallo's pretty disappointed in himself. 35 off 29. Two for 65 after 11 overs. Walkerston winning the toss and electing to bat. He's pretty disappointed with himself as he walks off the field, but he's got Walkerston off to a pretty good start there. McEldowney is the new batter. Chris McEldowney, he'll be at the non-strikers end with the end of the over. Looks like Skembury's still bowling at the southern. There could be a change of bowler. Now it looks like it is a change of bowler. Cody Firewood coming on. At the moment they've got mid-wicket out, long on out, and cover out. On the switch and just going to get the one to the third man. Four out on the boundary, all in front of the wicket. In fact, all in front of the non-striker's wicket. Another one going out on the boundary now, mid-wicket. 5 out now. So this is going to have to be pitched up. And well played just into that empty cover region for a single. Vandenberg 14 off 22. Outside off and called a wide. A little too wide. Might get past that fielder too, that gully. I'll get back for 2. Ground just a little bit slower now after that rain before. Two for 70 in the 12th over. Game cut back to 18 overs aside. 6.3 left. Wide outside off stump. Had a swing at it. Cramped the batter up with a switch hit. Still get the single. And just out to a wide cover. End of the over. 2 for 71, 6 off. Only the 6 overs remain now. 3 boundaries in the innings so far. A lot of wickets in the shed. You imagine that they would go pretty soon. Another bowling change here at the northern end. Broon is the new bowler. So just a 1 over for Kohler. 5 out in the deep. That'll just be a single to long off. Leg side fielders all on the boundary. The offside fielders are about 15 in. Best chance of a boundary here is through fine leg or straight down the ground over the bowler's head. Long off, long on are fairly wide at the moment. Through third man might be another option. You could always just try and clear it. That's another option. That's the first 6 of the innings. It's what we're here to see with the T20. McEldowney putting that one over the boundary. Right between the long on and mid wicket. Might have been a bit of a stinger too for the long on. Gone again. This one's not going to get over. Oh, that's a drop and it's been called 4. I thought it might have gone over the boundary on the full. Couldn't quite see on the replay. Yeah, called a 6. Yep. That was a 6. 2 in a row. And a drop catch. Probably a heavy, wet, slippery ball. Hard to get your hands on that. Will he go for a third? Live dangerously. There's wickets in the shed. Low full toss. Hard to get away. Single out to long on. Maybe the fielding side will employ, if the ball's wrecked, let's just make it even wetter and heavier. Even harder to get away. Just got that one around the corner. Back for 2. That's the square leg fielder from the boundary in front of the deck. Who's got that one? This is turning into a good over for Walkerston. Easily their best so far. Quite get it. Sliding across the field nicely now. It's quite damp. They are bouncing in, letting it have a roll, so not too worried about the condition of the ball. Handy over for Walkerston. 2 for 88. McEldowney now 14 off 5. Vandenberg 21 off 28.
No, I'm giving that.
Looks like Firewood staying on at the southern end. Bowling to Vandenberg. Starting to go over the top. That'll just be a 1 to the fielder at backward square leg on the boundary. This brings McEldowney on strike. Second ball of the last over, he went over the boundary. If he'll do it again. Yeah, just cut off a bit off. Walkerston putting the foot down now with only 4.4 overs left in their innings. Quicker ball, a bit shorter. That's got through the infield. Another boundary. 4 runs through gully. Fighting, and that one's through. 2 for 94. So they suggested earlier they might try and target a 115, 120 mount. Maybe they're thinking a little bit more than that. Ball getting heavier and wetter.
10 seconds or 7?
Bowled a little bit slower and throw it up a little bit. Just a dot ball, valuable at the moment. That'll be one out to cover. Not going to be much spin or swing, so variation of pace and length is probably all you've got to work with at the moment as a bowler. Try and come back for a second here. Easy 2. Another good over for Walkerston. 2 for 97. Four overs remaining, with this game being cut back to an 18 over a side match after the rain delay we had in the 6th over. Bruin back on again. Bowling to Vandenberg, he's 27 off 32. Moves across to the offside, but only as far as a short mid-wicket.
What did Josh say?
Walkerston only 2 down at the moment with 4 overs left, so people ready to come in, so they put the foot down. Really up the run rate. Moved across to the offside again, short mid-wicket in place. I've gone to the wrong end then. That might be a glove change coming up after that slide. This brings on McEldowney, who put a couple over the boundary in Bruin's last over. Not that one. 3.3 overs left in the innings. Wound up with the swing. It's not going to get to the boundary though. That'll be cut off just a metre or 2 in. Just in front of the deck at Harrop Park. Looking to target that maximum. Another player going out on the leg side, a backward square leg going to the boundary. Five out on the boundary, 2 on the offside. I don't know if they'll be bothered. It's going leg side. This one's going straight down the ground. Might skid off too. Just slow down in the outfield a little. 100 up. Two for 102 Walkerston. 3.1 overs left for their innings. Another big wind up. This one's gone straight. It's not going to clear, but there's no one there. Mid off, long off, long on, or fairly wide, so another boundary. Two for 106. 3 overs left. McEldowney 25 off 11. And Vandenberg 28 off 34. Change of gloves after that slide.
I could have said something, but I wouldn't say it.
Firewood back on again for his third over.
It's not something to get yelled.
He's got figures of 2 for 15 at this stage.
I reckon that fasting actually doesn't.
Bruin at the other end, 2 for 26.
Right.
Managed to get that one away. Somehow it's missed the wicket keeper. They'll come back for 2.
Good switch, mate. I could feel that was a good switch.
Fine leg coming up onto the ring. Someone's just been smashed out to a deep cover who's come in off the boundary. Another single. 2 for 109. 2.4 overs left in the innings. McEldowney back on strike. Fine leg goes back out to a backward square leg on the boundary. Gone for the switch hit. I don't think it's going to get past the third man. And another single. Dot ball out to cover. Tried to get that switch past third man, but it hasn't come off. Still another single. 2 for 111. Might be targeting a 130 here, which should be a pretty competitive score with what we've seen with other T20 games, considering it's only going to be an 18 over a side game. Almost looked like went for a Rashid Khan windmill there, but that's got away to mid-wicket. End of the over. 2 for 112. 2 overs left. 6 off that last over. McEldowney's on 27 off 13. Vandenberg 32 off 38. This looks like Bailey Camilleri coming back on. He's bowled 2 overs so far. Had the ball swinging nicely earlier. Not sure it's going to do a lot at the moment though. A rain delay in the 6th over, which has brought it back to 18 overs a side. Camilleri, they've got a third man about 10 in off the boundary. Sweeper out at cover, long off on the boundary, long on mid-wicket as well.
Right.
4 in on the 1, fine leg at about a 45. Camilleri for his 3rd over. Big wind up again. This will only be a 1 out to long on. Stepped away to the offside. Camilleri followed him, and that is out. Caught at point. That's Vandenberg. 32 off 39. Camilleri's first wicket, 2.2 overs, 1 for 16 for him so far. Looks like Luke Jackson coming in for Scrubby now. He'll be on strike. .4 overs left in the innings. 3 for 113. No change to the field. Maybe long off coming just a little bit straighter. Long off, long on now, about 10 to 15 in off the boundary instead of right on it. Valuable dot through to the keeper. Nine balls left. And another wicket. That's a great catch. Ripper of a catch. Point fielder on it again. Nice little roll. Jackson gone for none. Had to go for it though. There's only 8 balls left in the innings. 4 for 113. Vassallo out for 35 earlier. Top scorer so far. Adam Kanizovic is our new batter. He's looking to clear the boundary for 8 balls. 8 balls left. And another dot. This is turning out to be a great over by Bailey Camilleri. 2 wickets and only a 1. Last ball of the over. Straight, low, full toss. That is a great over. Second last over of the innings. 2 wickets and a single for Bailey Camilleri. He's got figures of 2 for 16 off his 3 overs. Walkerston a 4 for 113. Last over. Looks like Kohler coming back on for his last. Spend a bit of time setting the field for the last over. Still yet to see what will happen with the Walkerston total with DLS after the their innings got reduced by 2 overs during the 6th over. Bowling to Nat McEldowner. He's on 28 off 14. A lot of protection straight on the boundary. No one behind the wicket on the boundary though. So if he tries to lap, goes aerial over cover, finds the gap, and back for 2. 120 score. They'll be trying to better that though, with a couple of maximums, maybe a boundary or two in this over. McEldowney back on strike. Strike rate of 200 for him at the moment. Great ball. Dot ball in the last over. Valuable. Short, slower ball, wide outside off. There's a third man on the boundary now. He's down to my right. They'll go out to cover. They might try and come back for two. And that'll be run out. McEldowney out. He'll get the one, but not the two. 31 off 17 for McEldowney. A great innings, a couple of sixes in there as well. Putting pressure on the field, but a good bit of fielding from Pioneer Valley, thrown in from the deep. Might be Joel Bock coming in now. Joel Bock, the new batter. Third man's on the boundary, mid-wicket in front of the deck. Long off, long on, and cover. 3 balls left in the over. 3 balls left in the innings. 5 for 116. Straight. Accurate. Stumps everywhere. Quick visit to the centre wicket for Joel Bock. Another one for Kohler. He's now got 3 for 20 off his 3.4 overs. 6 for 116. I think Chauhan might be the new batter from the scoreboard. Kohler again. No. That'll be safe down to third man. They'll turn for 2. Six for 118. Chauhan is the new batter. He's on 2. Knežević at the other end. Still yet to score. 1 legal delivery left for the innings. They might try and come back for a... No, they won't.
is.
Just the one, and a wicket as well, I think, signalled by the umpire there. Wait to get confirmation on that, but I'm pretty sure the umpire did signal out. So it should be 120 the total after that last delivery. Scoreboard showing 119 at the moment. Umpires are having a meeting in the middle. This might be to work out what sort of compensation Walkerston gets for having their innings cut short. Cole Morris did just signal something. I'm not sure what that was, if it was just 10 minutes maybe. So 7 for 119 is showing on the scoreboard. We'll go with that for now and see where that leaves us. Vassallo 35, Fredericks 14, Vandenberg 32, McEldowney 31, Luke Jackson a duck, Knezovic didn't score, Joel Bock out for a duck, so that was a wicket, and Chauhan 3 off 2. That's the end of that innings. Pioneer Valley will be back for their 18 overs soon. When we get underway, we'll find out where Walkerston's total has actually landed with that DLS rain delay a little earlier. We'll catch you for the second inning soon. Welcome back to the second innings, the Dixon Homes T20 Div 1 Shootout here at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Walkerston's total does stay at 119. The only thing I'm unsure about is the wickets column at this stage. The scoreboard here at Great Barrier Reef Arena is saying 6 for 119, but the scorer's entry downstairs is saying 7 for 119. So that, hopefully we get that sorted. I think if the scorers have got 7 down, I imagine that's correct. First ball. Not called a wide. Didn't think it came off the legs or anything, but not called a wide. Adam Knezovic opening. English and Dyer, the opening batters. Oh, that's moved back. Might be a little bit high. Looked great down the pitch. Yeah, that'll be close. You'd probably review that if it was a big game with referrals available. May have been going over the top. Certainly straightened down the line. Knezovic to English. That one wide outside off stump. Bit of talk upstairs before. Do Walkerston have enough with 119? T20 games we've seen here in the past, it may well be, being that it's only an 18 over side game. Gone on the attack early. Not going to get the boundary. One to backward square leg. 4 boundaries in the Walkerston innings and a couple of sixes. 2 out in the deep. Fine leg on the boundary and mid-wicket, just moving around now in front of, almost in front of the end of the deck, the low seating where the committee would normally sit. Nobody out there though, that's over the top. That'll be the first boundary of the innings. Aaron Dyer's had a reasonably good 24-25. Oh, just dropped short. Very close. Just dropped short. End of the first over and Pioneer Valley away to a pretty good start. None for 5. Walkerston first over 7 runs, but we'll get a better look at things in a couple of overs. McEldowney bowling the first over from the southern end. Pretorius, quick change on the scoreboard. Pretorius opening at the southern end. Went for a big hoik. It's only gone down to fine leg though. At this stage, the rain radar looks pretty good. There might be a couple of showers out past Serena, but let's hope they don't get here. That one wide outside off stump and left alone.
There's no digital adjustment for that practice, is there? Yeah, is there? I just thought of it there.
He's got through the infield, but just a single out to that sweeper cover on the boundary.
A what? Okay.
Across to the offside a long way, but didn't get it where he wanted it. Big gap behind fine leg and backward square leg. None for 8 off 2. Knezovic back on for his second over. 18 over a side game after we had about a 10 to 15 minute rain delay in the 6th over of the Walkerston innings. Top edge over, and that one might even get away for 4. Good diver, might just have reined it in too. Good chase. English on 6, Dyer on 5, none for 11. Put that one in short, got the top edge. That one's going to be chased down just inside the boundary, back for a couple. Fine leg now coming up and long on going back on the boundary, so you imagine this one's going to be pitched up. Won't be pumped in short. He's had a look around behind square leg though. Might try and get it there. It'll be a boundary if he can get it behind square. Got that one right over the top of the stumps. Stepped away to the offside. That one's gone over the top of leg. None for 13. Field stays the same. Mid-Whittaker and long on are the two on the boundary at the moment. And might even turn for the 2 with that fielder back on the boundary. Two left in the over. Steps away to the offside again, doesn't get it away, another dot ball.
He went over into that pad. He would have at least hit 5, 6. No, I don't think he got. No, he got dropped. Remember we dropped it 25 that one?
Long on, going back to the boundary. Mid-wicket coming up. Fine legs now gone back on the boundary. So a couple of options here, depending on where the batter moves. Beautiful delivery. Came back into the body. That is the third over done. None for 15. Walkerston at the same time, none for 21. Pretorius on again from the southern end. It's only got as far as the mid-on. Long offs on the boundary, easy single. Dot. Maybe a bit of drift in the air. Is the ball still new? Only needs to get it through that point gully region, and it's off to the boundary with that player on the boundary just being in front of the door to the deck area. Not particularly happy with that, where that ball's hit him. Step away to the offside, got that one over the keeper's head. Won't be a boundary. Come back for the two if they're quick. Back for two. Moving around a lot in the crease. He's 11 off 13, English 7 off 10. That one's gone a bit quicker. Using the pace of the ball, Luke Jackson giving chase. Look at those legs pump. Pulled it in about 10 off the boundary. Back for a couple. End of the fourth over, none for 20. Chasing 120 for the victory target. The scoreboard looks like it's saying 122 for the target, but the official scorers have got 120. Newbury is the new bowler at the northern end, Great Barrier Reef Arena, the grandstand end. Still got a gusty easterly wind coming across the ground. It's just stayed outside off stump. Committee members and sponsors enjoying a nice little shindig up the end of the main grandstand at the moment with some nice little beef burgers down there. Hopefully there's a few left over after the game. Gone out into the deep, but only going to be as far as the fielder. Newbury to Dyer. Just a little misfield lets that one through for a single. Scores are pretty close. Pioneer Valley at the moment none for 22. At the end of the fifth, Walkerston had 30. Just a quick single to fine leg. Moves away to the offside, got that one around the corner, nobody there. 4 runs. Down to fine leg for Dyer. Wicketkeeper putting the helmet on, he's coming up to the stumps. Try and put a little bit of pressure on the batter and see if he can get him to stay in that crease. Make him think about moving around. No change in the field, long on mid-wicket, still on the boundary. Mid-off and a sweeper out at cover. Fine leg now going back onto the boundary as well. There's the switch. Nearly back over the keeper's head. End of the over. Pioneer Valley now none for 29. Corresponding time, Walkerston 1 for 30. Looks like it's Pretoria staying on at the southern end. English 9 off 13, Darren Dyer 20 off 17 at the moment. That gap between the long off and the mid wicket, long off and the cover sweeper. And got the run. Three for English there. Brings him to 12 off 14. And that one's just got back past the bowler. Just for a single.
Sorry. Too much anticipation.
Easy one out on the offside. Shapes to move offside, moved a long way offside, only as far as the keeper. Nearly off the pitch when he played that one. It's got past that third man. Newbury might get to the boundary. It will get to the boundary. They did have a fine leg on the 45 in place, about 3/4 the way to the boundary, but it didn't go that way. Dyer playing 360 cricket at the moment here. Nightmare to set a field to. That'll be one down to long off. End of the 6th over, none for 39. Walkerston at this stage, 1 for 38.
That's the only world.
Is the target. Scoreboard here at Great Barrier Reef Arena still saying it's 122, unless I need to get my eyes checked. Newbury again. Dyer steps across. This one might be in the beer garden. 4 runs. Dyer now 30 off 22. That's over the boundary. That's just a little flick on to the seating where the committee would normally sit at Harrow Park. 6 runs. Dyer really putting the foot down now. 36 off 23 for him. Pioneer Valley now none for 49. Extra man going out on the leg side. Offside coming up. Now another man going out on the leg side. Leg side field, fine leg is on the boundary, square leg, mid wicket, long off all on the boundary, long on the boundary, long off also on the boundary. Got to cover a point and a short third man on the offside. Shape to hit that one away over cover for the boundary. Short mid wicket in place as well. He's been stepping over to offside to try and get it away leg side. Boundary opportunity now is over the offside, so he's going to have to try and get that over cover or point on the offside, or blast it through the onside. Just go straight down to long off. Brings up the 50 for Pioneer Valley. Mitch English back on strike, an extra man going out to the offside, a man coming in from the boundary on the onside and another player going out to the boundary on the off. And just a single. English 13 off 16, Dyer 37 off 25 at the moment. One ball left in the over. Might be caught. Oh, put down. Put down at long on. May have even come in just a little bit too slow looking down on my right. It didn't look like there was a whole lot of pace coming in, whether he thought the ball was going to drop short, but it ended up making it. None for 52, Pioneer Valley after 7. Bridged a bit of a gap at the same time, Walkerston 1 for 38. Dyer 37, English on 14. Change of bowler at the southern end, looks like Joel Bock coming on to bowl. And having a look at some field changes here. Will be Bock bowling to English. Four out on the boundary, 2 on the leg, 2 on the off. Just moving third man a bit squarer at the moment. Third man back on the ring. Oh, this could be a wicket. And that was the one they wanted too. That's Dyer. He's out for 37. Took off for the run. They're pretty happy about it too, and why not? So that's Dyer gone at 37 off 25. He's on the way back to the tents. English is in 14 off 17. Run out for Pioneer Valley, now 1 for 52. Cody Filewood is the new batter for Pioneer Valley. He'll be the non-strikers in. Walkerston needed that one. And probably a few more. That was the first ball of the over. And just a one around the corner to a wide mid-wicket. Filewood on strike for his first ball. 18 over a side game, 10.4 overs left. 7.2 gone, 120 is the total that Pioneer Valley were trying to get for victory. Walkerston posted 119 earlier on. Flight just defended into the leg side. That one out into the offside. Last ball of the over. Quicker one, and that one's through. That's going to get to the boundary. That'll be another 4 for Pioneer Valley. End of the over, 1 for 57. And a change now at the northern end. So Newbury's off, McEldowney on. One for 57, chasing 120. Going pace off here at the moment. Walkerston. Dot ball. Oh, nearly another run out, in danger again then. Filewood took off. There was no interest at all from English at the other end. Down the leg side, and that one knocked in to the onside for a single. That'll be in the gap between the mid-wicket and the long on. Another boundary for Pioneer Valley. For 63. English now 20 off 21. Fine leg now going out onto the boundary to a backward square leg and mid-wicket. Now coming around just a little bit straighter. Takes advantage of that gap on the onside. And that'll be over. 1 for 64, Pioneer Valley after 9. Walkerston 1 for 52 at the same point. Boundaries making a huge difference at this point of the match. Walkerston only 2 fours. Pioneer Valley, 5 fours and a 6. Bock on again at the southern end. Plenty of flight in that one. And that's just going to drop a couple of metres in from the boundary. 4 runs. Nearly we're past the halfway point of the innings at the moment, actually. 9.1 gone, 8.5 left, rain shortened game. Chance there. In the gap though, out to the offside, turning for 2. Coming back quick, bit of a finger burner for the bowler. 1 for 70. So they're staying ahead of the run rate. Quicker and flatter, that one's gone down the ground. Not going to reach the fielder at long on the full. Here for a single. Couple left in the over. Backward square legs coming up off the boundary onto the ring. Mid-wicket staying back. Long on as well. Stayed offside with the ball, no run. Another dot to mid-off. 1 for 71 after 10 overs, Pioneer Valley. The same point, Walkerston were 1 for 57, so Pioneer Valley have got a little bit of a gap on it there. For 71 off 10, 8 overs left. McEldowney back on again, 7 runs off his first over. Big hoik over mid-wicket, that's going to pierce the field. Oh, a little bit of a harbour bridge, got the boundary though. Oh no, that was out of reach on the replay. Good effort. Had a dive. 1 for 75. Boundaries just keep flowing for Pioneer Valley. They'll be back for a quick 2. Up until the 11th over, Walkerston only 2 boundaries. .34 runs of the Pioneer Valley total so far coming from boundaries of their 77. Big swoosh at that, that's over the top. 6 runs. Right in front of a couple of kids down there.
I think I just let that.
Continuing to accelerate away. English now 40 off 29. He's going at 137 strike rate. So he's really picked it up after Dyer got out. This will be down to long off, just a single. Firewood on strike, 5 off 9 for him so far. Long off comes up. Backward square leg going back onto the boundary.
Great Barrier Reef thing.
And a single to cover. Safely home. End of the over, 1 for 85, 14 off that last over. Same point, Walkerston 20 runs behind on 65. If they keep going at this rate, they're not going to need the full 18. Or not over yet, actually. That one's just belted out towards cover. Next run there, 86. 15 off. English now 42 off 31. Firewood 6 off 10. McEldowney 22 off his 2 overs. Bock coming back for his 3rd over at the other end, 12 off his first 2 overs so far. Might look to make a bowling change next time at this northern end. 1 for 86, 120's the target for victory. Fully's gone out to mid-wicket. Get it back in for 2. Dixon Homes T20 Div 1 Shootout Grand Final night at Great Barrier Reef Arena. Earlier today, Walkerston won 4th grade. Pioneer Valley won the Div 2 Grand Final. And that'll be an unconventional single to find leg. 3rd grade Grand Final, Pinnacle and Magpies washed out today. So we'll try and play that one next Saturday. Hopefully, us 3rd graders will get on here to Great Barrier Reef Arena. Slightly better draining than HP3. Bock again. No run into the onside. Darted in a bit quicker into leg stump, but that's going to, might not make it to the boundary. They'll probably get back for a 3. Chased by Newbury. Brought it in just off the boundary. And back for 3. 1 for 92. English, he's on 45 off 33. Flight outside off stump, probably a single there. Maybe an apology from Firewood towards English then. Bit of a sorry, mate. 1 left in the over. And just defended away. I think Bocky thought he was in the game in that one. End of the over, 1 for 92 off 12. At the same point, Walkerston 2 for 71. See what's happening at the northern end after McEldowney's last over went for 15. Looks like Knezovic is coming back on. This will be his 3rd. 12 off his first 2 overs, opening the bowling here at the northern end. Sorting out the field now. Fine leg on the boundary. Mid-wicket and long on are coming back up. I'm guessing they may have called a power play. It's all fielders are in now. They're going for a game saver. Need wickets. Need to stop the runs, otherwise Pioneer Valley are going to do this easily. So it's everybody in on the one. There is a fine leg on the boundary though. Hiding in the shadows down there in front of a dark sign from my angle. Might be Luke Jackson down there. Darting in on the offside, so they're really trying to constrict this run rate here now. Otherwise, Pioneer Valley are going to romp this home easily. They're all in on the one. Anything through that inner field in the offside or onside is easy boundary. Gone for a big hoik. It's just going to be out of the reach of the keeper and the fine leg fielder. And just the one. For any juniors watching, coach is always saying walk in with the bowler. Walkerston are showing exactly how that should be done, really showing pressure. They're pushing another one back now, mid-wicket back onto the boundary. English on strike. Long on now going back onto the boundary as well. Offside, it's in tight though. And that'll probably be a quick two on the onside. Well placed into the gap. One for 95. English on strike, so the onside fielders are staying back. Anything through the offside is going to be on the boundary, so it needs to bowl leg side and on the stumps. Probably not there. No protection on the offside at all. Pitched up on the stumps, and English has just punched that through for a boundary. One for 99. 21 needed for victory. That's English's 50. He's now 51 off 37. Great innings. Walkerston needing a whole lot of wickets real quick now. Darren Dyer got PB off to a great start. 37 off 25 earlier. Probably a one there, but they've had a good over anyway. One for 99. Same time Walkerston were 2 for 88, so maybe the gap's closed up just a little. And this looks like Joel Bock back for his fourth at the southern end. 18 off his 3 overs so far. Not many runs to play with for Walkerston though. It's gone over the infield. Sweeper on the boundary gets around to it though. Back for 2, nearly an overthrow. 101. 19 to win. 4.5 overs left. 4.5 overs left. And stumped. Firewood gone, 12 off 16. Almost looked like he'd walked through the delivery on that one. Pioneer Valley are in a fairly comfortable position though, 2 for 101 at the moment. English not out, 51 off 38. Might be Roger Ratner, the new batter for Pioneer Valley. To win, bunch of wickets still in the shed. 4.4 overs remaining. Some changes to the field now with a left-handed batter. And a wicket. Walkerston hoping to go on the attack. Backward square leg on the boundary, mid-wicket as well in front of the deck bar. Long on also going back. Anything through the offside inner field will be a boundary. He's gone leg side, he's popped it up. Oh! Thought there was going to be a collision there from my angle. That one's gone down onto the ground. Just a single. Right-hand batter, so fielders are coming in on the western side and going out on the eastern side. Joel Box last over, 1 for 21 off 3.3. A bit flatter. Punched through, but there's protection out there. A sweeper who's just misfielded. They might get back for a second. Back for 2. 2 for 104. Chasing 120 for victory. 4.2 overs left. Around the corner. If they're quick, they'll get back for 2. The square leg fielder was back fairly deep. Under gully. End of the over, 2 for 107. Joel Bock finishes 1 for 26 off his 4. Walkerston at the same time, 2 for 97. Talk here between captain and keeper as to the next move is. Not much to play with now. 4 overs left. 13 runs to win. Newbury back on at the northern end. Two overs for 22 for him so far. Three out in the deep on the leg side, a couple out on the offside on the boundary. Does not want to get hit through gully. too.
She looked back and looked back again. Yeah, that's it.
109, 11 to win. 3.5 overs left. Div 1 T20 shootout here at Great Barrier Reef Arena. And just knocked into the leg side. Looks like they're just going to take an easy single there.
Sweet.
English moves to 59 off 43.
Get another couple of flies.
Roger Ratner 1 off 1. This will be his first ball to Newbury.
Where did he get that long away from? Is that out here? Oh, sorry.
10 to win. And just a single. Brings Mitch English back on strike. There's only 9 runs to play with, but there's still 5 out on the boundary. Not too worried about saving singles at the moment. Maybe just look at it as a foregone at the moment. This one could be caught though. Good catch, well done. Caught in the deep at cover, and that's English. The set batter, 59 off 43. Walkerston would still probably need to knock over, you would imagine, 5 wickets in the next 10 balls or something like that to really get themselves back in the game. That's the first one for Newbury, 1 for 26 off 2.4 for him. English out for 59. But only 9 runs to win. Nine off 20. Now let's change it a little bit now. We've got 2 relatively new batters to the crease. Roger Ratney's only faced 2 deliveries for 2 runs. Krasinski Kennedy is the new batter. Yet to face his first ball. Still a lot of fielders back to a new batter with only 9 runs needed. Half an appeal and no interest from the umpire. Nine off 18 to win. That'll be a couple there. Might be called leg byes by the umpire. Just byes. End of the over. 3 for 113. Walkerston 2 for 106 at the same stage. Now some discussion to have. There's a committee forming. A couple of pitches over. What is the next move? 7 runs to win. Lots of wickets in hand. Do they bring the field in on the 1 or still put some boundary protection? There's still boundary protection going in. Adam Knezovic back on again. Still 3 on the boundary, with only 7 runs needed to win. The rest of the field are in fairly tight. You imagine they'll be walking in with some pace. Might be putting in a slip. There's a third man on the boundary. Third man might just be called up at the moment. So everybody on the offside is in tight. Leg side, we've got fine leg and bin wicket. I reckon this will be a short slower. Oh, a run out chance. Missed. Didn't get it. They would have loved that one. Would have been very handy. Might have had more time than what they thought too. And it's another run. 6 to win. Six off 15, I think. 17. 6 off 17. Put that in short. There's a huge gap out there. No protection at all. They'll probably get 3 here if they turn and go. There just wasn't any protection out there in the deep on that leg side then for that short pitch ball. Now you'd imagine they'll bring in a lot of players. 3 for 117. 120 is the total. 2.4 overs left. Fielders in really tight on the offside. This could be it. That's 6. That's many rows back, and that's the victory for Pioneer Valley. That was a great shot. Flicked it over fine leg. 123. Pioneer Valley taking victory. The Dixon Homes T20 Div 1 shootout over Walkerston. They scored 109. We had a rain delay thrown in there as well. Wrapped up with a maximum over the boundary. Very lucky that we've only ended up with 1 rain delay today after a pretty shocking couple of days with wet weather around the Mackay region. But congratulations to Pioneer Valley, a great victory. Walkerston earlier, Sam Vassallo 35, Jacob Frerichs 14, Vandenberg 32, McEldowney 31, Jackson a duck, Kanizovic 0, Bock a duck, and Chauhan scored 3. Pioneer Valley, Mitch English held the innings together, 59 off 44 with 4 fours. Darren Dyer a quick 37 off 25 with 4 fours. Filewood 12. Roger Ratney 9, including that 6 there, and Krasinski Kennedy with 3 not out. Stumps are coming out of the ground. Congratulations to Pioneer Valley taking out victory in the Div 1 T20 shootout. They actually got victory in Div 2 before this as well. Well done Walkerston making the grand final here and also taking out 4th grade a little bit earlier today at Walkerston. So that's the game done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed the telecast. Presentations will be coming up shortly on the ground here. If you're around Harrow Park, you might want to come down for that. Otherwise, my name's Scott Linden. Thanks for being part of the telecast. Thanks to the guys next door on the screens and cameras. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night and the rest of your weekend. Thanks very much.